Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Courage to Caregivers. My name is Cathy, and tonight we are going to do a little recap of our theme for the month of October, which was courage. So we explored many topics under the umbrella of courage this month. Courage comes from the root word core, which means heart. And so courage is a combination of love and strength, and you need both, obviously, to be a person of courage. As caregivers, you know very well what it means to have courage. You approach each day with a courageous mindset. It takes so much strength and determination and patience and love to walk in your shoes on your journey. During the first week, we discussed learning from mistakes, recognizing that we all make them because no one is perfect, yet we continually beat ourselves up over the mistakes that we make. However, mistakes can offer us an opportunity to learn and grow. When we take risks and put ourselves out there, we can reframe them as educational and just the outcome of an experience, neither good nor bad, so we don't define these mistakes as being a terrible thing. When we learn from our mistakes instead of fearing making mistakes, we learn to trust ourselves more, and we learn to recognize the lessons that we've learned. And we need to look at ourselves with compassion and carry on. And this helps us to be more understanding when other people make mistakes too. Next, we learned about progress over perfection and how perfection is often measured by external standards that society itself creates, often unachievable. But when we set standards for ourselves, when we choose what standards to set for ourselves, based on putting forth our best efforts rather than being perfect all the time, we chart our own progress realistically, recognizing all the ways that we can learn and grow from the experience. We celebrate the little micro wins that mark our successes as we go with pride and positivity. Finally, we embraced the notion of strength amidst adversity. This is the ability to bounce back, adapt, and even thrive in the midst of our challenges. We realize that the tough times ebb and flow, and eventually they do pass, and soon the sunshine comes out again, just like it always does. We learn that we can push ourselves through adversity with humor and laughter, leaning on trusted friends and family within our support circle to provide a shoulder when we need it. We also look to our connection with professionals who can guide us and offer beneficial resources to help us when difficulties emerge. Armed with your toolbox of breathing, meditation, mindful movement, and necessary deep rest, you stand ready to face anything that comes your way with courage. So I tip my hat to you all and your courageous caregiving hearts. And that is what you show to everyone that comes within your care each and every day. And that is what you show when you're here with us on Courage to Caregivers. So hats off to you. So let's go ahead and get ready with some breathing and meditation for tonight. I invite you to find a very comfortable position on your chair, placing your feet flat on the floor, and just bringing your whole back body to the back of the chair so that you're nice and supported there. Taking the shoulders up to the ears and letting them softly round down so that you're not holding any tension there. And then very gently placing your hands on your thighs or on your knees. Finding a little lift through the crown of your head. So being conscious that your ears are over the shoulders, you're nice and aligned. And then I invite you to either close the eyes or leave them softly cast down as we begin to connect with our breath, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Just starting to connect with your natural breath as it comes and goes in and out of the nose. Good. And then just feeling any sensations in the body that you may bring your awareness to. How is your body feeling tonight? Are there any areas where you're holding a bit of tension or tightness or even discomfort? Maybe the shoulders, the hips, the low back, even the knees. Is there anything that doesn't feel quite right? The neck or anything like that. So, if there is some tension, just bring your awareness there and very intentionally send your breath to those tight places. Good. And then just starting to bring your awareness to the deepening of the breath. So maybe taking a deeper breath in and a longer, fuller exhale out. We know that when we do that, that is the most simple way to regulate our stress is to take a moment to take that deeper breath. So go ahead and find that now, maybe counting in for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's that longer exhale that kickstarts that relaxation response in the body. So go ahead and take some intentionally deeper breaths, especially on that exhale. Go ahead and take that for a few rounds. Good. And then placing one hand over your heart, one hand on the low belly, we're going to begin to feel the breath moving through the body in a wave like motion. This is called ocean breath. And it's the 3-part belly breathing. We can liken that to the waves of the ocean going out and then coming back in again. And so breathing in, we feel the chest rise. We feel the collarbones expand, the ribs rise. We feel that belly press out into the hand. And then on the exhale, the belly contracts back toward the spine, the ribs fall, the chest falls, those collarbones fall right back into place. Good. And so just rhythmic wave like motions as we inhale, chest, ribs, belly. And then as we exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Chest, ribs, belly, belly, ribs, and chest. So just feeling this very supportive breath moving through the body. If you can picture the ocean waves on that in breath, the waves come into the shore from the sea. And on that out breath, they roll back out again out to the ocean. You can almost see the foamy peaks of the waves as they come and as they go. And I invite you to visualize that now. There's something very mesmerizing about the ocean waves. And it's just a beautiful visual to have when you are in a breathing meditation practice. So go ahead and breathe with those ocean waves, breathing in. The waves come into the shore. Breathing out, the waves roll back out. And as you're breathing through the belly, chest, ribs, belly, belly, ribs, chest, with the ocean waves, I'll go ahead and read some affirmations for tonight's practice. I honor my fear for trying to protect me and keep me safe. It is safe for me to try something new and fail because the truth is, There is no failure, only outcomes. I learn from every experience. Connected to my heart, I have the courage to move forward. Connected to my heart, I have the courage to move forward. So just taking a few more deep breaths here. And with each breath you take, feeling your body responding as if you were a little raft on those waves, and the raft comes in with the in-breath to the shore, goes back out again to the sea. You're just bobbing up and down. You're not fighting the waves, but you're going with the flow of the waves. And you're just allowing yourself to be held and cradled by this gentle motion of the sea. Beautiful. Taking the hand that's on the belly, placing it over the hand that's on your heart. As you breathe in and out of the heart, right there at the heart center, knowing deep within that you are a courageous caregiver with a heart and a strength for everyone you care for. And please keep that in mind each and every day. When you're ready, release the hands and place them back down on your legs. And you may begin to gently blink the eyes back open. And we'll start a little bit of mindful movement tonight. So to begin with, we're going to find some lion's breath. We can do that seated. Lion's breath promotes energy and strength. It also is a wonderful way to open the throat if you feel like you've got a bit of blockage there. Because when you stick your tongue out towards the chin, it automatically opens up the whole area of the throat. And it's actually a good reminder that we need to always speak our truth, not be afraid to speak up for ourselves or our loved ones. It's a great way to advocate for speaking up. So I'd like you just to bring your hands into little fists like claws. So the four main fingers are kind of curled into the hand, and then the thumb is just kind of gently tapping that index finger there. So as if you had lion's paws or lion's claws. You're going to go ahead and breathe in through the nose naturally. And on that exhale, you're going to roll your eyes to the back of your head and go. So we're going to try that again, breathing in through the nose and out with a beautiful. Good job, everyone. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful, everyone. I loved all the strong, courageous lions I'm seeing here in my view. It's beautiful. So I invite you to come to standing. You can go ahead and move your chair to the side. Have it next to you if you need it, but if not, just go ahead and move it out of the way. We're going to come into some warrior poses. Good, everyone. So we're going to find our mountain pose here. So rooting down into the four corners of your feet. Take a moment to place your feet about a hip's distance apart and just lift all your toes off of the floor right now. So toes off the floor, and then set them back on the floor very gently till you can feel those toes from the big toe all the way to the pinky toe and all the toes in between. And then feeling into your heels, feeling into the inner and outer sides of the feet. So all four corners of the feet, really rooting into the earth here. Opening your heart, placing your shoulders back, bringing your arms down at your sides with palms facing forward. So really rooting into mountain here. Tall, resilient mountain. And then taking your hands to your hips and making sure they're squared forward. So hips facing forward. We're going to step back with just the right foot, bending in to the front with that left knee. And then please make sure that you have a nice space between both feet. So railroad tracks, feet are not close together, feet are wide apart here. As you bend into that forward knee, take a look down to see that you can see the toes underneath that knee so that you're not coming too far forward. And also so that you're not rolling the knee in or rolling the knee out. That puts too much torque on the knees. So from here, with those hips squared forward, firm in the foundation of your feet, we're going to lift the arms overhead into Warrior One, reaching through the fingertips and moving all of your energy up toward the midline of the body. So rotating the thighs inward and up. Beautiful. Zipping up your core, feeling your strong warrior within. Warrior for yourself and for your loved ones. Resilience, determination. You have it all. So just feeling that within your body right now. Good. And then bringing your hands down through heart center. Let them rest at your heart there. Your legs are still in warrior. From here, we're going to open up to the side. So just turning the body to the side, arms coming out, shoulder height. And you're going to take your gaze to those forward fingers, letting the pinkies of both hands track toward the back plane of the body. So just check your alignment here. Once again, breathing into your strong warrior. This is Warrior Two. And just letting your body settle in as you breathe. Feeling that foundation in your feet. Good. Bringing hands to your heart center. You're going to step that right foot up to meet the left so that you find yourself once again in Tadasana mountain pose, bringing your arms down alongside the body, and then checking in with your feet once again, rooting down. And now we're going to step back with the left foot, bending into the right knee. Once again, checking to make sure the hips are squared forward. And then that forward knee is tracking straight ahead and not too far over the toes. As you inhale, bringing those arms up overhead, Warrior One, reaching through the fingers. Good. Beautiful, everyone. Warrior One. Feeling your inner warrior. Beautiful. Bringing hands to your heart center for just a couple of breaths. And then bringing arms out, shoulder height, and bringing that, so the side of your body opens to the side as you take your gaze out over those forward fingers. Warrior Two. Feeling the length of your arms from fingertip to fingertip. Looking forward. And always knowing that you are so courageous in everything you do. Beautiful. Beautiful. Bringing your hands to your heart once again, stepping that left foot up to meet the right and settling into mountain pose once again. Beautiful. Now I invite you to find a balance pose of your own. It doesn't even have to be a yoga pose. It could be a yoga pose. You could do tree pose, which we have done before. You could do an eagle pose or an airplane pose where you're standing on one leg, arms out, one leg behind you. Find any version. You could even just lift one leg up, bending at the knee as you balance on the other leg. But as you do this, and balance poses are great for building strength, not only physically, but mentally, because you have to focus in order to balance. So find a gazing point, a drishti, as we say in yoga, that is something you can focus on the wall, on your window, something that you can look at. So find that balance pose now. And like I said, it does not have to be a yoga pose. It could be anything you wish to bring focus to your mind, body, and spirit. Beautiful. When that feels complete, coming down off of that leg, shaking the feet out just a little bit, and then going ahead and trying the balance pose on the other side, because remember, we have to do things on both sides so that the body is nice and balanced. So going ahead and finding that now. And balancing can be different on either side of the body. So what may be easy for you on the right side may feel different on the left, or vice versa. That's okay. We're not as symmetrical as we think we are, and that's all right. And it's okay to wobble, and it's definitely okay to hold onto your chair or your table, whatever you have near you. So just continue your strength and your resilience in this balance pose. Beautiful, everyone. Good. And then we're going to release that posture, shake the feet out a little bit, shake the hands out, and come on back and return to your chair. Good. And from here, just bringing hands to your heart, taking a couple of breaths here, releasing the hands, bringing them up overhead, pressing the palms together, and then settling your hands at your heart center and bowing your head down to your fingertips. Good. As you begin to slow the breath down, as we prepare for our deep rest, you can release the hands and go ahead and find your place of comfort, either in your chair or on the floor. As we begin to take a little journey through a rainforest tonight. This is a little meditation adapted from a meditation book by Lynn Cherry and Tony Albert. I want to go ahead and give them credit. It's a little rainforest meditation. It's very visual. As always, this is your time of rest. If at any time you lose the sound of my voice and just want to drift away, you go right ahead. If you want to follow along, that's great too. I just want you to be comfortable. And so finding yourself in your place of rest, if you're on the floor, taking a moment to really stretch out there from toes all the way to the head, maybe bringing your arms down alongside you or bringing them to the low belly, whatever feels most supportive. If you're sitting in your chair, that your weight is evenly distributed on each side, and that you are nice and comfy and cozy there as you begin to settle in. Perhaps closing the eyes and connecting with your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Taking some long, supportive in-breaths and some nice, deep exhales as you feel your body starting to really slow down and soften. Breathing calmly, slowly, and gently. Imagine yourself walking slowly along the forest floor of your rainforest. You look down to step over logs, and the air feels warm and damp on your skin. Your eyes adjust to the little bit of light that sneaks in from the understory and canopy layers above. You breathe in the steamy, earthy air into your lungs as you take a deep breath. And as your eyes adjust to the darkness, imagine what the ground feels like below your feet. Soft, wet leaves and a tree bark layer that makes up the forest floor. Green ferns and mushrooms help create a path for you to walk on. Butterflies softly flutter their wings as they fly by you on their way to the ginger flowers. You breathe in the spicy perfume of the flowers as you pass by their bright pink petals. As you continue to look down, what do you hear? Perhaps insects, the rustling of leaves as animals move about the rainforest. Does the air feel still at your feet? As you move up your body to your legs and your arms, you feel them brushing against the sapling trees that are growing to eventually be part of the understory layer. How does the air feel on your limbs? Are you cool and comfortable, or is the air warm and humid? As you continue to walk and begin to lift your eyes up to look around you, you notice a tree has fallen from the understory layer and created a small hole for sunlight to filter in. Leaves start to appear a bit greener and brighter in this area. Smaller trees are reaching tall to fill the space. And as you stare at one particular tree, you see an ocelot sleeping in the crevice formed where two branches meet. On another tree, you see an anteater sniffing out his lunch. What other animals do you see resting peacefully in the understory? As you arrive under the hole made by the fallen tree, you look up into the canopy layer. Drips of a past rainfall fall down onto your head and cool your body. As your face turns up towards the sun, what does the air feel like on your cheeks? What does it feel like on your nose and your forehead? Is it cooler from the rain, or has the sunlight created even more warmth? As you continue to look up, you feel your body being gently lifted until you are sitting on the branch of a kapok tree. Now you are surrounded by the canopy layer and all it has to offer. You slowly breathe in the fragrant scent of orchids as you hold on to a strong vine to stand up on the branch. As you look out at the canopy layer, what animals do you see? Monkeys may jump from tree to tree above you, or perhaps you see a lizard making its way slowly from one branch to the other. Possibly you see a sloth lazing about on a tree limb, or a brightly colored toucan flying over your head. You cannot see, but hear thousands of insects going about their lives among the trees and the ferns. Are they loud or are they quiet? Do they sound like they are moving quickly or staying in one place? The branch that you are on is damp, and you imagine that it has just rained. The air feels cooler and lighter, and you deeply breathe in its freshness. As you continue to look up, You spot an emergent tree reaching high above the rest of the rainforest. Butterflies and colorful birds soar around its leaves, and it's bright and green and seems to reach all the way up to the sun. As you continue to stare into this tree, you are again lifted gently until you rest on a strong branch high above the rainforest. As you look up at the sun, your body is warmed and you breathe in deeply. The world around you and below you is calm and peaceful. All is right and all is as it should be. You feel a sense of happiness as you close your eyes and just enjoy being in this exact moment. And you allow your body to sink in to this beautiful, beautiful rainforest portrait. Everything that you see, everything that you hear, everything that you feel on your skin, everything that you smell, the dampness of the air. You can almost reach out and touch it because it is as if you were right there. Let the beauty of this place enfold you and hold you as you rest deeply in this canopy. Allow yourself to rest. Just rest. Very gently and very slowly begin to bring your awareness back to the body, starting to move in small ways, wiggling fingers and toes, perhaps taking a full body stretch in your chair or on the floor, and bringing any kind of movement in that you need to begin to awaken and come back to the present moment. And just taking your time to also take some deep breaths. And just feeling your whole awareness coming back to your special sanctuary. And then when you're ready, just rolling to one side, making a little pillow for your head as you continue to take some mindful breaths right there. And then whenever you feel called, just pressing yourself back into a seated position and meeting me with hands at the heart. It was wonderful being with all of you tonight, and I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead. Let's go ahead and release the hands and gather them all the way up, pressing the palms together, and then exhaling back to the heart. The light that is within me honors and recognizes the courageous light that I see shining from each and every one of you. And we share that acknowledgement when we say together, Namaste.